Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Sunday. Also happy Easter. Sure as heck don't feel like Easter, let's put it that way, with everything that's been going on. I hope your last week went good. I didn't post in a while because I just, like many of us, I really just didn't have the stamina to do so. I went out yesterday for one of the very first times. My husband and I, we go shopping on a Tuesday. Our thing is to do food shopping on a Tuesdays and Wednesdays when he's off from his job. He's actually been working one of those days a week now. For the past 2 weeks, he actually worked on one of his days off because, you know, many of the workers, they just, you know, either they didn't come in or one wasn't feeling well, and, you know, that's totally understandable. You don't want them around you. It is required now that my husband on the job actually wears a mask, which is, it was common sense to do that anyway, even on the job, you know, but I guess it wasn't required to at that time until our governor and our mayor said, listen, you know what, we think you really should wear a mask. Pay no attention to that. People are all of a sudden starting to aggravate me. Anyhow. I don't play with toys. Let's get that out of the way. I just was in the supermarket and I was going actually down the toy aisle. Now, I've followed certain people on Instagram who have, let's say, like a Barbie doll. It's Barbie doll page. They have like kind of like a storyline going. It's kind of like a soap opera. Well, being that, you know, we're all home, we're not, you know, really don't have much to do, or you're working at home. I've actually been following some of the stories, and it's pretty cool. It really is. Some of them are more on the, not for children level. They're more on an adult level. So I just want to say that. And it states that some things are not meant for, you know, for like children. Okay, anyway. I haven't had Barbie dolls in years. My Barbie dolls, I'm a 60s and 70s child. I was born in 66, so I was a 70s child. 70s had, Barbies were more popular back then. Between my Barbies and my Fisher-Price. Okay, Fisher-Price, that was my jam, okay? But I slowly moved up to Barbies. And then you had, my Barbies consisted of Donnie and Marie Osmond, Cher, the Bionic Woman, the Bionic Man, because you had to have the man if you had the woman. They had this like really weird looking Ken in the 70s. He looked like he had a leisure suit, and he had kind of like long hair. And he came with little packs of beards and mustaches that you can actually stick onto his face. Well, I got creative one night, and I decided to cut his hair, and he totally looked like a real dweeb after that. But that is what it is. So, one of the dolls that I had growing up, my aunt had actually purchased for me, and I really wish I had, because I mean, I had the first edition of the original doll from the 70s, so that would have been like really vintage right now. I had the Growing Up Skipper doll. Now, for those who don't know about Growing Up Skipper, she was like the teenager of Barbie. I don't know, I used to call her cousin, I used to call her little sister, but I had a whole family thing going also with my Barbies, way before the Instagram soap opera. But my Growing Up Skipper is when she came, you know, she had arms and everything, but when you turned her arm in a direction, all the way around, what she would do is actually get taller. Then the kicker was, as she was getting taller, her chest came out. She was Growing Up Skipper. Now, I found numerous ones on eBay, and they want like a shitload of money. I mean, it's just, you know, I always say if you want your childhood back, just go on eBay, because somebody in the world has the same exact thing that you had when you were a kid. And it's nice to see those. I had the Barbie airplane, the original fold-out, original big airplane. I had a Barbie van. I had the Barbie townhouse. Funny story about the Barbie townhouse. My mom and my father bought me that. It had to be 1972. Easy. We have a news show on Channel 4 here in New York City, and there was a woman reporter who used to do like things about businesses. You know, if you're not happy, you know, you contact her and she'll try and straighten out the problem for you. And I've always, even now today on YouTube, I've always tried to look at the videos. You know, people post vintage videos from old TV shows. I'm always looking for this video because, you know, back then in the 70s, nobody had, you know, you didn't have a VCR or anything to actually capture this. Barbie's Townhouse. This thing, my father and my mother wound up almost killing each other trying to put it together. It wasn't the old clip, you know, it's like clipping everything together today. My father actually wound up using a resource of cement glue in order to get this house to stay together. My mother got so aggravated, she actually wrote to the Channel 4 show, and there was a woman called Betty Finesse. Betty Finesse. Lo and behold, my mother's sitting there one night watching TV. Betty Finesse is talking about the Mattel company and how some of the products are kind of flimsy as you're putting them together. Now my mother is sitting there, my mother is perking up. My mother wants to listen to this. Sure enough, she pulls out, she says, in this letter from this week comes from a woman. They mentioned my mother's name. Read the letter. Betty Finesse had a Barbie's Townhouse in the studio, and she's trying to, actually, as she's explaining the letter, and she says, well, I want to see now if we can do this. As she's putting it together, as she puts it together, the damn thing falls apart. So, you'll want to jump for joy, but obviously I was a little kid, so I really didn't remember this part. My mother told the story for many years, but I do remember seeing it on TV as I was a kid, because I kept going, Mommy, Mommy, is that your name? That's your name. That's our name. Okay. Betty Finesse does it on national TV. The thing falls apart. 2 weeks later, my mother gets a letter from Mattel. Miss Finesse had contacted us and sent us a copy of your letter. They sent us a whole thing apologizing. We would like to try and make things right. They had a whole list of Mattel toys. I was to actually pick out 2 toys as a gift, as it was saying I'm sorry. Well, I wasn't going to pick the Barbie's Townhouse again because that shit wasn't going to fly. I wound up picking a Barbie van. And I forget what else I picked. I know I picked something else. I can't remember. But the Barbie van was like, oh, I like that. Barbie needs a van. Barbie needs a car. Okay, fun. So we picked it. And a week later, here comes the package in the mail. And I will never forget that. And every so often I look on YouTube, like old Betty Finesse, Barbie's Townhouse, you know, something like that. But nothing ever comes up for it. But I thought it was adorable. And I've always loved that story, and I will never forget it because my mommy was the one to say, you know what? Your father is, we're going to kill each other putting this damn thing together. So like I said, my Barbie's Townhouse never came apart, even when we moved from the neighborhood. What I did was I actually wound up leaving it. You know, so we actually left that behind. I was kind of starting to grow out of it at that point, moving on to bigger and better Barbie things. The Barbie plane. A friend of ours bought me, she used to buy me all my Barbie stuff. I had the gymnastics set. I had the Barbie catamaran. Those things I could still find on eBay. And the Barbie plane, I could still find them. So it's good memories. But anyway, Mattel and Barbie came out with what's called fashionista dolls. And fashionista dolls are more true to life looking dolls. They have one now with a prosthetic leg. They have ones in a wheelchair. They have ones that are dressed like the colors of the rainbow for the gay community. And I'm looking at these dolls and I said, you know what? If I was a child, these are the Barbies that I think I would probably want more than just a blonde bombshell, because that's really all you had back then. Everybody was blonde haired back then. Now you have different orientations. You have different nationality Barbies, and I think that's wonderful. This Barbie I seen online, but I was at my local, of all places, Stop and Shop. And Stop and Shop is wonderful because they have an automotive section while they're at it. Anyhow, I was going down the toy aisle, and I saw that they had the Barbie Fashionistas. They had like 2 available. And this one that I picked up getting to it is called Curves. She has curves. So she is not the usual thin Barbie. She has curves. She is not the statuesque, perfect figured woman. This is a more full figured woman. And she's adorable. And it was like $9.99. I said, you know what? I'm gonna relive my childhood a little bit. Times are tough. I need to do this. Besides my Legos and besides the Disney, I want a Barbie doll again. So this is her. Say hi. I think I'm gonna name her Candy, just as a nickname, because she has pink hair. Now, I'm not a fan of pink. We all know this, I guess, for people who've seen most of my videos. I'm not a fan of pink, but I like her hair. But what I really like, not only that she's full-figured and true to life, what I really actually caught my eye is, if you look at the inside, she has roots. She has dark roots in her hair. And I think that is awesome. I think that, and you can see the roots coming through the hair. I think that is awesome. Really, look at that. I think that is so cool. Because I was like, aha. So she wasn't a perfect, she didn't have pink hair to start with. She dyes her hair. So that was also a plus for me. I said, that's pretty cool. But I like the full figured. The outfit is cute. The only thing I wish is that her legs bent. I mean, her legs are flexible, but they don't bend. So. And not for nothing, she don't have underwear. These are kind of like underwear, but they're built on. So you could see that. So they're not, you know, I just wish she had like a little pair of panties on or something. Because, you know, she bends over. You're giving her the wrong idea. Anyway, but she has a very pretty face. And like I said, the roots are showing. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, this is my first, I'm 53 years old. I went back to Barbie dolls again. But she's cute. And she's curves and she's full figured. Her arms do move. You know, I wouldn't go. They do have kind of like a exercise, kind of like Barbie, where that doll is more flexible and she can go into poses. I'm after that doll. I like that. I think I'm gonna pick that one up. But anyhow, I'm sorry years ago, being that I was a Disney fan, and I've always seen these at the stores down there, and he says, you know, maybe I should pick it up. And then I said, no, I'm not going to. Which is the Disney Barbies. You had the 1994 Disney Barbie, which was my first year of going down there. I'm sorry I didn't get it. You had the 95 Barbie. 96. You had 98, I think. You have the 2000 Barbie, which is the millennial. Then you have the 25th anniversary Barbie. I was down there for all these things, so I know. So I was looking up on eBay, and, you know, if I get a good price, I may just, you know, get one. I'm not a person that collects things to where I save them in boxes or anything. I'm not going to do that. I like to display things. I like to look at them. I don't like them to sit in a box. To me, that's not enjoying it. But I did manage to find, and my husband's looking at me, and my husband goes, oh. I did manage to find her a little companion. So while I have her propped up on our DVD display case, I just love that. I really do. I just love it. So anyway, I think I'm going to name her as a nickname Candy, because she's pink. Cotton Candy. Cotton Candy. That's it. Cotton Candy. But I found her a companion, which was my husband's old original. And he's a computer generated. I don't even know where the disc is. I mean, nobody loads discs anymore. So he's actually obsolete now, which is my husband's Stone Cold Steve Austin doll. Now this thing, he has a microphone. That's actually the microphone to record certain things. And then he actually plays them back in his voice. And then on the computer, there was a program where you pick the lines, you know, for him to say. And then the computer sends it to him and he says it. My husband was a very big Steve Austin fan. Stone Cold Steve Austin. But I managed to find, because him and her are actually almost the same size. And I think they make a beautiful couple. And my husband, I'm sitting there the other night and I'm taking pictures of the two of them. My husband says, you have lost it, honey. I says, no, I didn't. I says, no, I'm fine. But anyhow, I think they make a cute couple. I really do. So, with that, that's going to be it right now. This is my only, I guess this is a Stop and Shop purchase haul. I don't know. Well, I was getting food and everything. My husband was waiting out in the car. I go out in the car. He sees this pink box. He goes, that's not a doll, is it? I said, yeah, I really needed it. So, anyway, this is Candy. And she's a full-figured, very nice, curvy, full-figured gal. And she has roots. Yes. And she may have a few issues, but you know what? She's more human. I think Mattel is making more human-looking like dolls. And I want to thank Mattel for that, because that's pretty cool. If I had these when I was a kid, I would buy these, definitely. Because they're more true to life. All right, people. I'm going to leave you now. I think I've yacked long enough. I had some coffee. And I just want to say have a blessed Easter, because today is Easter Sunday. But like I said, it don't feel like it. It is what it is. Maybe next year will be better. All right. Keep it real, people. Love to all. Thank you. And have a good Sunday. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.